Welcome back for another BBL SuperCoach team preview. And starting off for our fourth one, we have the Melbourne Renegades. I'm joined by DR and Joshy. Gentlemen, how are you both going?
Good, mate. Ready to absolutely crack into this one. Joshy, how about yourself, mate?
Yeah, same here. Gades don't have the double until round 8, but I think there's a bit more relevance than the strikers who have a late double as well. So keen to get cracking into it.
I agree. It's harsh because I think the most relevant player for them is someone that's not going to step foot on a cricket field for a very long time. And that's Will Salzman, who is is the best loop in the game. Are we all in agreement with that?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yes.
they play this.
To mention,
Oh, yeah, yep.
Joshy fixed my team before because I had O'Connor from the Sydney Thunder, who's also a DPP. But yeah, we'll talk about it. The schedule for the Renegades obviously a lot better and guaranteed not to play a game. So thank you very much for that little tip pre-podcast there, Joshy.
That's all right. And I think just because of that bat bowl, the 39K out for the tournament, he's the perfect loop. And you got teams like the Scorchers, for instance, that play a lot of the first or second games of the rounds in the early rounds. He is perfect to loop your Finn Allens, your Aaron Hardys, your Mitch Marshes, your Beardmans. So he's probably the most relevant player. And as you said, Scobes, it's a bit unfortunate as an injured guy, but yeah, he should be more owned than the currently 14%, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, the injury is terrible, but the looping is fantastic. They play the second game of round 1, the third game of round 2, the fifth game of round 3, and then the third game of round 4, the third game of round 5, the third game of round 6, the third game of round 7, and then the last 2 games are only the worst for looping. So he is going to be your permanent loop, DPP, basement price. I mean, that's an absolute lock, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And yeah, I think Scorchers play a game before the Gades in
Yes.
all of those rounds.
Yep. So, I mean, you're just going to be looping a score off the bench if you're starting Salzman, or if they don't do well, then simple as that, you just don't take it. I mean, it's fairly black and white in that regard. Joshy, team lineups. Let me hear yours.
Yeah, so we're actually saying off air just before we started the pod, the Gates have so many guys that could open. The batting lineup is very hit or miss at the moment. They've recruited Jewel, they've got Rizwan in, but at the moment I've got it Brown opening with Rizwan. I think Rizwan takes the gloves. You've got Fraser McGurk at 3. I put Jewel at 4, Seifert at 5, Hassan Khan at 6, Sutherland at 7, Rogers at 8, O'Neill at 9, Zampa at 10, and Berendorf at 11. And I think the Gades will be rotating their bowlers a little bit because they've also got Andrew Ty, who I think, even though he's age, is good to bring in for a game here or there.
I agree. I don't have Ty in my starting round 1 team. Mine's very similar to yours, except I think Jewel is either going to open the batting or he will bat at 5 in the middle order. But realistically, I think it's going to be one of Joshy Brown or Caleb Jewell at number 1. Brown's been in terrible form in the recent tournament, T10 tournament. He's just been absolutely shocking. So I don't know if they stick with him. They put him on a 3-year deal, and I guess you can say he's kind of half delivered on that. But it'll be Rizwan again taking the gloves. I think he's going to open, so I've got him at 2. Fraser McGurk at 3. Seifert at 4. And this is where I think if Jewel is picked and he doesn't open, he'll be at 5, or it's going to be Ollie Peake, who has been pretty good for Victoria. 6, Hassan Khan, the all-rounder. 7, Will Sutherland. Tommy Rogers at 8, O'Neill at 9, Zampa at 10, and Berendorf at 11. So I think we're we're fairly similar there. But I'm not starting with any of these players. Like, are either of you starting with any Renegade in your side that's not obviously Will Salzman?
Nah, it's you've talked about in your team review, Scobes going a little bit of a different way. Maybe this year it's schedule, and just given the fact that their double isn't so long into the season, I haven't really looked at any Renegades players at all. Like, your Rizwans, your Dorfs, fantastic. When it gets to that point, love to have these blokes in, but I just don't see the point at this stage in starting with any of the big names, unless there's some sort of a bargain in here that you think will just make the cash early on and be able to set you up. I think that's the only reason why you'd look to start a gate. If there's someone that just presents overly good value, which I'm not sure if there is. You blokes can tell me if there is or not. But at this stage, haven't really looked at any of them to start with.
In terms of the value, the only one that I could think of is Hassan Khan. If he gets that spot at 6 and he's the second spinner behind Zampa, gets those 2 to 4 overs, then maybe at 79K with Bat Bowl, DPP, he's the one that maybe will make you the money. But as I mentioned, when you've got the Salzman as the loop, you're probably better off to go one of these value scorcher guys or your Nisa or any of these other value options. So he was the one. If guns to my head, I had to pick a gate, it would probably be him, just with the role and the price. But one thing I do actually want to caution is the man on the screen, Will Sutherland, 24% owned at the moment. Obviously had the big season last year, averaging 63, but that was a lot at the front end of his tournament. The back end, he actually quietened up a bit. And I think the addition of Berendorf, with Rogers already there, he loses his death overs, I reckon, and potentially even the opening overs. Those good overs, I think Berendorf is going to take off him. That's going to affect him, and he's probably going to bat at 7. So 24% at 167K, when he doesn't have his first double until round 8. That's what I really want to caution.
I completely agree on that. Like, obviously, when their double rolls around and they've got Thunder and the Scorchers in round 8, like it's one. You've literally got 3 games before it's absolutely finished. Like, the tournament's over. I think you'll want like Sutherland, potentially Khan, Rogers, Berendorf, and probably a batsman going into that. But up until then, like, Berendorf is an absolute weapon, and he just makes that ball talk regardless of where he plays. So, like, if you wanted to go there, then by all means, because of the pedigree of the player. But if you're looking at the fixture and you're thinking, when do they have their double, and you see round 8, psychologically, that just instantly puts me off every single player we have spoken about so far in our predicted round 1 lineup. Like, it's not like no one is absolutely destroying it currently or is in amazing form. Like, Sutherland's not destroying it in the Shield with the bat. I mean, O'Neill has been good with the ball, absolutely, but I don't want to spend a spot like on a Renegade when I can get someone cheaper and on the double 5 rounds earlier or 6 rounds earlier than that. It just, I'm not keen on the Renegades at all currently.
Same here. And we've got second highest owned Renegades. It's just behind Will Southern, actually. It's Joshy's mate, Jake Fraser McGurk, 22.9% of sides. And you've got Salzman at 14, and then Zampa's around 12.2 with the Dorf just under 10. So, yeah, starting picks, said it before, just not interested at this stage. Not interested apart from the loop.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I don't know why they got in Rizwan when they already had Seifert there. Like, that was a bit. I didn't understand that pick, but I mean, fair enough. It's just, the Berendorf signing was absolutely fantastic, though. Like, that's what made me question it. Like, I didn't really understand their strategy, because the Berendorf signing was amazing, yet they've gone with a Rizwan, yet you could have just had Seifert, who literally does the exact same thing. So
Yeah,
I
I
don't,
think
yeah,
what they should have done was retain Laurie Evans in that middle order, or find someone else as a
yep,
middle order batsman. Because, as you said, Zampa is a good spinner, Hassan Khan good second spinner, and then you've got a really good pace lineup now of Rogers, Dorf, Ferguson O'Neill just keeps evolving, and then you've got Sutherland as well as that fourth paceman. Um, they recruited Jewel, already had McGurk at the top, Brown at the top. All these guys that can play at top. I feel like that extra international spot, and don't get me wrong, this one is well decorated. I think that extra international spot should have been a middle order player.
agreed. Like they're one team that I don't think you'd be surprised if you didn't see one singular delivery of a Renegades game, and you check the scores and they were 4 for 240 after their 20. Like I don't think you'd be
Mm,
surprised. But then again, the next day or the next round, I don't think you'd be surprised if they're all rolled for 65.
yeah. Mm,
Like the variance in this side is just it's insane. Absolutely insane. And I know last season, Joshy, you had a little bit of a love affair with a certain batsman in this. Well, I think he's going to bat at 3. I think you do as well. Fraser
yeah.
McGurk. Is it going to make you happy to see him potentially succeed or fail again? How are you feeling about this season for him?
Well, I mean, it can only be up from here at 73K, surely, unless he goes down the Harry Nielsen route and in his 8th BBL season's 58K. But yeah, I see it. 23% owned. It's very different to last year. He started last year 128K. He's 73K now. So, I mean, if their schedule wasn't so bad, I could make an argument for as that high risk, like high risk potential pick. I could make the argument at 73K, but the schedule's no good. And I just think 23% of the competition, nearly quarter of the competition, by the way, is just going off name there.
I think I agree with you,
Yeah,
mate.
me
Like,
too.
is
Mm.
if you had to pick one player, DR, like just one, who would you go for and why?
Oh, look, if there was one player I'd love to have in my side, and it's going to be super weird seeing this bloke not run around in the orange. It's just not
Mm.
going to look
Yep.
right. But it's the Dwarf. I just love this man can have such an impact in limited time. A couple of overs all he needs sometimes, just go bang, bang, bang. So if I could have any bloke in my side and the bloke I'll probably rate the highest, and it's no surprise looking at the prices there, it's the Dwarf for me. I'm a big fan of the man. Yeah.
Yep. No, I mean everything you just said, completely agree with. Joshy, I'm going to assume yours is Fraser McGurk. Yes.
Absolutely. Fraser McGurk, can't go past him.
Yep. I mean, perfect, perfect. I mean, there's going to be a game where they go absolutely bananas. And
Mm.
you'll see Josh Brown will get 60 off 25 deliveries. Rizwan will probably go bananas. Fraser McGurk will. And again, as I said before, they'll be 4 for 240. But then the next round, you'll see him absolutely skittled for nothing. And you'll just think, how did this happen? And I guess additionally with the fixture, they've got a rough fixture. It's just yeah, they've got Heat round 1, then back-to-back Hobart, and then Sixers. It's just, I mean, theoretically, they lose the Melbourne Derby in round 5. They and lose against the Scorchers in round 6. They could be 0-6 going into
Wow.
round 7.
Man.
Mm.
But in saying
So
that, they could absolutely explode. But I think from a super coach perspective, you're not jumping on anyone here. You mentioned Hassan Khan for a looping option at 70 odd K. To me, that's just find 40K, get a Shadab Khan or a Sams or a Marsh, or God forbid you don't have Aaron Hardy. No idea why you wouldn't. Then
mm.
just put them in. Simple as that. Like, they're probably one of the least relevant teams we're going to look at with the strikers. Is that a fair statement?
100%.
Absolutely.
And I mean, even their internationals, like you've got Hassan Khan, Seifert, and Rizwan. There's no interest there, is there?
Not with the
Particularly
fixture,
with
but
losing the gloves.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
not with the fixture. Like Hassan Khan with a good fixture at 79k, bat bowl, batting 6, and bowling. It's on paper that's a no-brainer. It's just the fixture.
Yep.
So
Yep.
out of the internationals, he's the one that you'd probably be looking at. But yeah, they just become so irrelevant, unfortunately. With the round 8 double at their first one.
He kind of ruins Sutherland as well, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they've got Berendorf that ruins him taking those crucial overs away from him, and then Khan coming in, bats above Sutherland, and then probably steals an over or two off him too.
Yeah, which is rough. It's just, yeah, I don't think we've got any interest there, like at all. I mean, it's pretty rough to say about a team with those names in it, but like realistically, are you
Oh, look,
selecting anyone?
now it's a different story if they've got a double coming up.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. It's a different story then. But given the fact that it's so much later on the season, worry about it, a little bit before then.
I do
Yeah.
wonder, and I know we're probably not going to get the answers very soon or just before the lockout happens, what price they're going to obviously price Andrew Tye at. Like, not as a Supercoach option. That's just me being curious as to what price they'll put him at. Like, do they go based off of his average last year, or do they do like the Munro little sneaky bump it up a little bit just purely for, giggles?
Be interesting, won't it?
We'd
Like,
have to get lottery tickets if we could successfully guess what Supercoach are going to do with pricing.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
just so
yeah.
unpredictable.
Well, I think that wraps us up, doesn't it? For the Melbourne Renegades.
I think it's all covered.
We can basically say, besides Salzman as a loop, he's the best loop in the game. We don't have any interest in the Renegades. Nah.
No good.
All right. The internationals, obviously, Rizwan Khan and Seifert, quality players, but not from a Supercoach perspective. My predicted 11 going into round 1 was Brown or Jewell at number 1, Rizwan 2, Fraser McGurk 3, Seifert 4, Jewell or Peak at 5, Khan 6, Sutherland 7, Rogers 8, O'Neill 9, Zampa 10, and Berendorf 11. And that's literally it. Do we have anything else to add, gentlemen?
Nope.
No, pretty quick one there. Not too relevant. Plenty of other teams that are relevant, mate. So, as you say, make sure to check out any of the team previews that you haven't checked out so far. So, we're obviously going alphabetically from A up to Z. So, Joshy, Scobes been smashing it, boys. Absolutely smashing it, giving us a good oil on these blokes.
We've got the Melbourne Stars next. This is the halfway mark. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure you leave us a like. If you're listening on the YouTube channels, leave us a like, comment, and make sure you subscribe. If you agree with anything that we've said, make sure you let us know. If you disagree with anything that we've said, make sure you use some expletives and definitely let us know why you think we are wrong. And on that note, we will see you next time for the Melbourne Stars preview. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here next time. Thank you.